Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 30 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, and a nutritionally related topic. So please don't hesitate picking up the phones and giving us a call. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday. No, I did. We ran a tape last week, so I apologize for that, but we are live in the studios today. We have actually my guest, Dr. Susan Summerton, and maybe Doc Hall is going to be on too, my co-host. Not 100% sure yet. We're getting things rolling now. So if you're new to the program, who's Dr. Lange? I'm a board-certified optometric physician. I'm also a certified nutritional specialist. Founded Lange Eye Care and Associates March 15th of 1993. We grew to 14 locations, including the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages. That's where I hail from. And Dr. Susan Summerton and Dr. Lori Caputi hail from. The Lange Eye Institute is in the Villages, Florida, state-of-the-art eye care center. We're open 5 days a week there. And I founded Fortifeye Vitamins about 20 years ago. And our sole purpose is to develop nutraceuticals based on the latest evidence, the latest science, the latest clinical studies to help your eyes and your entire body. You can learn a lot more about our supplements at fortifeye.com. That's Fortifeye, fortifeye.com. And the toll-free number for Fortifeye Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Also, this segment today is going to be about giving the gift of health this holiday season. What a better gift than give the gift of health, right? I want to thank everybody for their donations for the Toys for Tots campaign that we're doing at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Fortifeye Vitamins, and the Lange Nutrition Center. So keep bringing those toys, unwrap new toys in. We're going to give some kids, a great Christmas that potentially could not have had that before. And with that, we're going to say good morning. Let's see who we got. Good morning, Dr. Summerton. How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be here. Good morning and enjoying this holiday season that's come fast.
Well, thanks for being a guest and thanks for all you do. For those of you that are new to the program, Dr. Summerton is a board-certified optometric physician, a certified nutritional specialist, a diplomat in the American Board of Nutrition. She's a fellow in the the Ocular Wellness and Nutrition Society. She's got a whole lot of initials after her name, and we're happy to have her on the team at the Lange Eye Institute. She's been there about 3 weeks doing some amazing things, and we're going to talk about some of that in just a few minutes. I wonder if Doc Hall is on. Doc Hall. Oh, Doc didn't call in yet, so he was going to call in, not be a guest in the studio. So it'll be Dr. Susan and Dr. Lange Ask the Doctors this morning. You've been having some interesting cases recently at the Lange Eye Institute. I know yesterday morning you had a patient with super glue in their eye. You want to expand on that?
That's right. It's a way that's start the day, and that's certainly not something that anyone wants to experience, but it does happen, and we do fortunately have new ways to take care of that. We have a new, well, I say it's new, but it's been out several years. I don't know, maybe 5. It's called an amniotic membrane that people may have heard about in wound care. If someone's had a serious wound that wasn't able to heal, but now we have the benefit of using it in the eye. And if people don't know, the amniotic membrane, that comes from the placenta. Usually it'll come from like C-section births and they'll harvest that. And we have a couple of choices for the eyes. It sort of looks like a little contact lens almost, a very thin piece that we put on the eye. It can be cryopreserved or it can be dehydrated. So it's either frozen or it's vacuumed at a low temperature. And they just work fantastic for healing the eye as quick as possible. That's what we want, so we don't get scarring. And we want to make our patients comfortable so they're not in that pain, and it helps reduce that. And we just see the healing so much better than we have with other treatments.
And so this isn't only for super glue in the eye, for people that have had, severe dry eye, recurrent corneal erosions, corneal ulcers. It has a lot of different aspects of care using these amniotic membranes, doesn't it?
Yeah, those really tough, resistant dry eyes. We've got many treatments, fortunately, now for dry eyes, but those ones that are really kind of tough, even the ones we've tried like steroids, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, the cyclosporin, those can actually kind of compromise the corneal nerves, and we get a poor response in some cases. So when we use the amniotic membrane, it actually helps regenerate those nerves, and we can get a better result.
And
The neurotrophic also, go ahead.
Right. And it's also usually covered by insurance. So that's a good thing. It's painless. We apply it to the eye. We leave it in for about 3, 4, 5 days. We keep them in the freezer, and we also have the dehydrated versions at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages. So we have them available all the time. Order them, which is kind of chaotic. If you have a painful eye, you got to wait 2 days to get it in. So we get instant gratification at the Lange Eye Institute, don't we?
Yeah, we can apply it right there in the office. There's no sutures. It's just applied right then and there.
Awesome. All right, we're getting ready to take the next phone call here in just a second. And you're listening to Ask the Doctors this morning. Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins, and certainly Dr. Susan Summerton of the Lange Eye Institute, and she's taking new patients now there. You can learn more about her at langeeyecare.com or drmichaellange.com. And we ran a great special for Black Friday and for Cyber Monday. We're going to continue running that at fortifeye.com. It's an amazing deal, 15% off anything except the bundles. And if you sign up for the auto ship program, you're going to get 30% off on everything except the whey protein isolate in the bag and the Focus 90, because those are already dramatically discounted, but you will get your 15% discount on those. So we're also going to parlay that into the Lange Nutrition Center with Doc Hall, the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, and the Fortifeye Nutrition Center here in Clearwater. If you come in, you get 15% off. You buy onesies and twosies. If you buy 3, you're going to get 30% off. That's huge, 30% off. Folks, we didn't do the fall festival this year or last year because of the pandemic. So this is a way that you can get your deals right now. Come to the Lange Eye Institute. Come to Doc Hall and see him at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala, or see Arlene at Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater. Remember, you can buy 3, you're going to get 30% off. They might not know it first thing Monday morning or today, Saturday, but I'll let them know. So take advantage of that, or go to fortifeye.com and sign up. It's already discounted 15%. Sign up for the auto ship program. Sign up so you get 3 a month, and you're going to get 30% off on everything but the whey isolate or the Focus 90. All right, with that, we're going to the phones. Bob's been waiting patiently. Bob, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, doctors. I trust that you and your families had an enjoyable Thanksgiving.
We did.
Good. I want to further, I hope this will be my last week about blood pressure. But when a primary care issues a script to lower blood pressure. The drugs that they prescribe, what avenue does that drug take in order to lower blood pressure?
Wow. Okay, that's a great question, and I might let Dr. Summerton chime in after I chime in if I miss anything. So remember, blood pressure is kind of like the silent killer. We want to keep our blood pressure, definitely below 130 over 80 or 120 over 80, I think is the limit now. But, I don't get too excited unless it's 140 or 90 or above. Okay. So, and we've talked about, the foods that you can do and the things you can do to help blood pressure naturally. But oftentimes, if your blood pressure is elevated, you got to see a doctor and you got to get on medications. These medications can save your life. They can save your vision. They can prevent a stroke and prevent a heart attack. And there's a lot of different ways you can treat this, Bob. So just thinking back, there's ACE inhibitors, there's calcium channel blockers, there's beta blockers, there's other few things out there. And let's go over that briefly. Diuretic is something that you reduce your water. Our body gets rid of the water and decreases the salt, and also helps get rid of edema and swelling. And so a diuretic can lower the blood pressure. All right. But they also can become you can deficient in certain minerals. So you're going to have to talk with your doctor and have replenish, especially potassium. So beta blockers are something that are used oftentimes. Beta blockers slow down your heart rate. So the heart beats with less force. So it helps relax it, and that lowers your blood pressure also. But beta blockers can be contraindicated in people with breathing problems and people like with asthma and COPD and congestive heart failure. Also for men, it can make you impotent and make you really very tired. So none of us love beta blockers. We use beta blockers to treat glaucoma oftentimes. So we have diuretics and beta blockers. Those are very popular. Calcium channel blockers, I mentioned, those help to relax the blood vessels, okay? Calcium blockers relax blood vessels and let them dilate, basically. So kind of like what nitrous oxide foods will do, right? And then we have, if I recall, ACE inhibitors, okay? And this actually prevents blood vessels from narrowing, okay? And so oftentimes they'll give you a combination of these to help the blood vessels get larger and keep them from narrowing and slow down the heartbeat. So there might be other, certainly a cardiologist and internal medicine doctor can call and chime in. I might be a little bit off base, but the four that, I see patients on all the time are ACE inhibitors, calcium channel blockers, diuretics, and beta blockers. And when you combine this with weight management, loss of, your body fat, and exercise and stress reduction and eating the foods that we talked about that are high in things like L-citrulline and L-arginine that produce dietary nitrates that help vasodilate the arteries. We can control blood pressure, right? But yeah, the key and the gist of this story, Bob, is if your blood pressure is higher, especially higher than 140 over 90, you need to be consulting with a physician and maybe getting on medications.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dr.
Doctor,
Summerton, you want to chime in?
I just wanted to add, some people might know, I know that one of the most common medications I see are the ACE inhibitors. That stands for the angiotensin converting enzyme.
Right.
And angiotensin is what kind of helps the body relax. So if we have less angiotensin, then those blood vessels will relax more.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing. And remember, you still got to go to the Bahamas for 2 weeks, Bob. Relaxation.
I'm still working on that, doctor. I'm still working on it. I got a few pressing issues that I got to take care of, but then maybe after that we'll take a look at that. Lifetime, doctor. No chance.
You never know, Bob. Maybe the kids.
There you go. Doctors, thank you very much. Lord willing, we'll
Thank
talk to you again
you.
next Saturday.
All right, Bob, thanks for the call. Bob's been a caller for many, many years. Also want to take this opportunity to welcome Mandy Baker back to Fortifeye Vitamins and the Lange Eye Institute. Many of you remember Mandy Baker. She was a guest on my radio show. She headed up Fortifeye Vitamins many years ago. She's going to be in the Ocala location with Doc Hall, and she's going to be heading up marketing for the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. So, Mandy Baker, welcome back. We're really excited to have you back on our team. All right, phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. We had somebody on California. We lost them, but let's go to Tony in Dunellen. Tony, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Lange. How are you today?
Fantastic, Tony. Long time no speak 'em.
Yes, sir. So I caught the beginning of your show saying, giving the gift of health for Christmas. My dad, who is also one of your patients, my whole family is actually, went to his primary doctor and had some blood tests done, and his doctor's concerned with some of the results, came back with fatty liver disease issue and non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver was mentioned as well. And I was wondering if with Fortifeye vitamins and stuff, if you have any liver support products or something that would help getting this under control before we end up with a real serious issue here.
Wow. Well, one thing comes to mind is certainly diet. We got to get them on a much healthier diet. And remember, weight management is crucial. So we got to get some weight management going there. And there's things that can support the liver. I mean, things like milk thistle, and there's a lot of other things. And this is something that it would take a long time to help develop a program. But I can work on something for him, certainly. That can help.
I agree.
Now, what about that you recommend?
I agree with the diet and trying to limit the high fructose corn syrup that's been shown to aggravate that fatty liver disease. The adding the polyphenols from the plants, those are things like the curcumin, the resveratrol. You're going to get them in your coffee, your tea, your wine, but I know we have great supplements because they also help the eye. Those can help with the liver as well.
Yeah, but Tony, shoot me an email, Tony. I'm sure you got my email. Yes, you do. And I'll link you up with some really good information on this.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Appreciate it, both of you.
All right, Tony, you take good care. Thanks for the call. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Michael Lange and my guest, Dr. Susan Summerton from the Lange Eye Institute. If you got a question, give us a call at 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. Remember, we're running that special until December 15th. Our Black Friday and Cyber Monday, we're running it until December 15th at fortifeye.com or any of our locations. Get on the auto ship program, you get 30% off. Or you buy 3 at any of our locations, you get 30% off. All right, Gina's been waiting patiently in California. She got to get up early in the morning to call Ask the Doctor. Good morning, Gina.
I'm up anyway. I had my hole in my eye cauterized
right,
not very long ago, and they were telling me about my right eye isn't like correctable anymore because of the cataract. Is there a particular way of avoiding from that getting too much worse?
Wow. All right. So once you've had any type of surgery, retinal surgery, that can predispose you to getting an accelerated cataract. Okay. And that progresses. And if you're not correctable to 20/20 anymore, then, there's really, in my opinion, no way to reverse that. I mean, there's some drops on the market that they claim can reverse cataracts. I don't believe it. I haven't seen it happen. Cataract surgery's come a long way. All right. And a competent cataract surgeon can have it out in 3 to 5 minutes. And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. There's a new implant that's going to be available here in the next week. All right. That's a light adjustable implant. And you want to wait for that. So in California, they'll be doing it. Talk to your local ophthalmologist, find out when they're going to be doing the light adjustable implants. These implants, once they put the implant in, if they don't have the right power calculated and you're not seeing well, they can adjust the implant with a frequency of light, and then they lock it in. So ultimately the goal is plano, no prescription, so you see as good as possible. So keep that in the back of your mind. In the meantime, the things that we talk about in this show, weight management, sunglasses, eating your fruits and vegetables, taking your vitamins, all that can help slow down oxidative stress in the entire body, including the lens, but it's not going to reverse that cataract, okay?
Yeah, I know it can't be reversed, but you were talking about the stem cell drops.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
my doctor didn't know anything about those.
Right. So you tell them they're called Regenerize. Regenerize is amazing. And for dry eye, it's my opinion, the best drop on the market for dry eye. It's called Regenerize. It's about $75 a bottle. When you buy 3, I think you get a $10 discount. So they're not cheap,
Where
but they're
can I
also not
find those?
they're also not
Can
crazy
I order
expensive.
them through you?
You can get them through Arlene at Fortifeye. Yes, you can.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely. You can always call her. I think we're out right now, but we can ship them from the Lange Eye Institute. So yes, Regenerize, you use it twice a day. Really dry eye, you use it 4 times a day for the first few weeks, then twice a day thereafter. And I've seen some amazing results on patients.
You guys enjoy yourself out there.
All right, Jen, and you have a great holiday season. Thanks for the call. All right, a lot of people loading up. Dr. Summerton, we see a lot of dry eye at the Lange Eye Institute. I think the Villages is the dry eye capital of the country because it's geriatric central, golf cart central. Our average age patient is 82, and they have dust coming out their eyes. Now, isn't that the truth?
It's truth. Every single day we see many patients with dry eye, and it can be miserable with dry eye. You're uncomfortable, you can't see as well, and you just feel tired. And sometimes you even get a little grouchy with dry eye.
Absolutely. The eyes feel sandy, gritty, burn, tear, itch. And I always say we got a 5-step. I'll go over it quickly, and then we're going to go to the next caller. But we heat the lids, we clean the lids, we nutrify the glands, we lubricate the eye, and we hydrate the body. And so 5-step protocol that we at the Lange Eye Institute to start off with dry eye. Then we put little plugs in your drainage ducts. It's called punctal occlusion for dry eye. Then we go with the Regenerize stem cell drops or the amniotic membrane that Dr. Summerton just talked about, or we open up the meibomian glands with procedures that we do in the office that are very cost effective. All right, we're going to the phones. We're getting locked up. Let's see. It's Silas in Pinellas Park.
Hey, what's up, Doc? It's Silas, first time caller.
Good morning.
I'm glad I caught your. I have a couple of nutrition issues that I wanted to talk to you about. And it has to do. Some of it has to do with my blood pressure and stuff. I've finally come to a realization that I need to do something because I've had 3 cardiac events in the last year and a half. That I need to do something, or the next time I go to the hospital, I probably might not leave. But normally my blood pressure, I'm on about 15 medications right now, and half of them are just for my blood pressure because It's normally about 230 over 140 most of the time.
Woo.
Yeah. And I have obstructive sleep apnea, and I've been. I just cruised over 300 pounds the last time I went to the doctor.
Right.
So part of my issue that I have with eating and stuff, I just went to see a dietitian, but she didn't really help me that much with like my answers because it's my food issue is a totalitarian of the circumstances. First off, I have a hoarding issue when it comes to food and stuff because I grew up Welsh. Man, my grandmother was one of 13 kids that lived in the 30s. So, I mean, it's like she would save like the plastic bags out of cereal boxes and stuff, you know? So, I mean, she saved everything. The rule at the house was when you made a pot of potatoes, you scraped it till you see all the silver kind of thing, you know?
Yep.
So I have an issue with that. But my other thing is that I'm not eating the way that I think I should. I had some suggestions from people that you should eat little bits more times during the day. I usually kind of eat like maybe 3 to 5 pounds of food like in one sitting, one time a day. But my other issue is that I have an issue with being able to go to the store and get the right stuff. Know that I want to eat better, but
Right.
I have an issue with going and picking the right things at the store and not going to the freezer and picking fries and the Encore, $3 Salisbury steaks
Sure.
and the things like that, because I'm on food stamps and stuff. So
Right.
because I'm disabled, so it's like I've been in this mentality of stretching my dollars as much as I can.
So Silas, just from what I know briefly, the number one thing you can do, and this is the number one thing anybody can do to help with high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, breathing issues, depression, sleep, lack of energy, poor endurance. The number one thing, and you know what I'm getting ready to say, is lose weight. Okay. Now it's very
Right, and
difficult
that's
and it can be costly. So what I want you to do, I want you to write this down, write the Lange survival diet down. Write that down, Lange survival
okay.
diet. And then I want you to Google it when you get off of this phone call. And I want you to look at that, print it out or write it down. When you go to the store where it says organic, don't get organic, just get the regular because organic is expensive. But
Right.
buy those foods. Only put those foods in your basket from the Lange survival diet, and it can be cost effective, and eat those foods only. Simply by doing that, I guarantee you're going to start to lose weight because I'm taking all the phytic acid, the gluten, the lectins, the protease inhibitors, the oxalates, all the anti-nutrients that are in our diet out that cause bloating and water retention and all sorts of stomach issues. Then write this down
Right.
also. Fortifeye healthy weight loss bundle. Fortifeye healthy weight loss bundle. And I want you to look at that on the Fortifeye website, fortifeye.com. And what that would do, it'll show you recipes, even pictures of recipes, pictures of foods that I've created, and it'll tell you exactly what's in the recipe. And you can look at that and start using those foods from the Lange survival diet in those recipes. And then if you really want to go all the way, you can order that healthy weight loss bundle. It's not that expensive. And basically, it's a shake that you replace one meal a day with, okay? One meal a day. You take the superfood and the protein, you shake it up. You take the enzymes and the probiotics that come in the kit, and breakfast one day, lunch the next day, supper the next day. Don't always have it at the same time because your body goes into starvation mode. So if you do this,
Right.
you get on the healthy weight loss bundle, and you follow the Lange survival diet and follow the directions. They're very easy. Promise. If you follow that, you'll start to take weight off. Tony, the guy that called a little while ago, he lost 100 pounds in less than 6 months. Dr. Mark Faust in South Carolina lost 60 pounds in 2 months, okay, by doing
Right.
this. So it's healthy weight loss. Remember, if you go onto these
Right.
starvation diets, your body shuts down its metabolism. You lose a lot of weight for the first 3-4 days, and then you don't lose any weight because your metabolism slows down. So that's what I want you to do. And this is going to be an ongoing conversation with us, okay? So I want you to do this, and then in a week or two, just call me and tell me you started it, all right? And then obviously following your doctor's advice. So if you take that weight off, I also am going to make a New Orleans accent guarantee. I guarantee if you take that weight off, you'll get off of some of those medications, okay? Because some of those medications are probably slowing you down a bit.
They are. They basically turn me into a zombie most of the time, where I don't really want to do hardly anything. And with the weight increase that I have going on, it's I can't walk 100 yards without my back screaming at me now. And
also,
I had a thing.
Silas, also, I don't know if you can make it, but I'm going to be at the at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater on McMullen Booth Road today from about 12:30 to 2, maybe 2:30, a couple hours. If you come by, I mean, I will write it out. I will fine tune it. I'll show you exactly what you need.
Yes, I will. What is the address?
So it's right on McMullen Booth Road. It's in a place called Bay Bridge Side Plaza. It's where Publix is, and you can't miss it. It's called Fortifeye Nutrition Center. Fortifeye Nutrition Center, and you can Google it and find out where it is.
That's just north of the Sam Ash.
But yeah, it's right across the street from the music studio. Right across the street. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly where it is. My friend actually works there. So, yes, I will be there. I will be there with my service dog Oreo. And you said like 12 to 2?
I'll be there 12:30 to about 2:30. So come on by.
Okay, I will be there.
All right, Silas. Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Dr. Summerton, you being a nutrition guru also, I mean, this is so crucial for our patients, not only for their eye health, but overall health. If we make their body healthier, their eyes get healthier too. And weight management is really crucial, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's all connected. We got to focus on putting those good foods in, and then eventually those bad foods will kind of wean their way out. Those good foods, especially like seafood, and those bad foods like gluten. I know we kind of treated ourselves the other day with a little pizza, but I know my body does not like that gluten, and I noticed right away I get those swollen joints, those pain, and then it's just a reminder right there: do not eat those foods. It doesn't make you feel good.
That's true. But every now and then you got to say, what the heck? Every now and then I got to have a hamburger. Every now and then I got to have a piece of pizza. At least it was vegetable pizza.
That's right. We had some little broccoli on there. That was good.
Yes, it was. All right, let's see. We got a lot of people loading up. You're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Susan Summerton of the Lange Eye Institute, and of course, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Let's see. It's Steve in Clearwater. He's been waiting patiently. Steve, my friend, good morning.
Yes, one thing Silas might think of, if he starts his diet on January 1st, to hell with the holidays, because you know how that goes. But if there's 300 days in the year. If he loses only about less than 8 ounces of fat per day, by the end of the year, he can be of normal weight.
Wow.
So he doesn't really, there's 300 days, a third of a pound per day would be 100 pounds. You literally could do it, stretch it out, and he'd be at 50 by June 1st, so he wouldn't have to do a lot. And as far as that gentleman that called about the fatty liver, that's basically caused by lack of mobilization of the fat out of the liver, and it's what they call, what they are, lipotropic nutrients,
right?
Like betaine, ketane, and all those have methyl groups in them. And one thing it would do is if just Google lipotrophic nutrients, and he'll see what they are. And one thing I want to say to the whole audience, think about giving a gift of Dr. Lange's products to someone, because you're giving a gift. If you give a gift of his nutritional products, you're giving and get a person on them. You are going to be giving someone, especially let's say you give it to a 30-year-old, you're going to be giving them something that's going to benefit them for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and may extend their life 10 or 15 years.
Right.
So, yeah, it's nice to get them a game board, or it's nice to get them a new tie, or it's nice to get them something like that. But those things are transient. They'll only last maybe a very short time. You get a gift of nutrients and something that'll benefit their whole life, and the ratio of what you paid for those things to what their benefit of their life is going to be higher than practically anything else you can give them for Christmas.
Amen, Steve. Thanks for the call, brother. I appreciate you. All right.
Okay.
And
bye.
God.
I agree with that too. I know I've got some people on my list that they're getting the gift of some Fortifeye products this season.
There you go.
And with that sale, you can't beat it. We were talking about how I went into the grocery store the other day looking for my orange peppers that are so good for us with that lutein and zeaxanthin, and it was $3.99 for just one pepper. So we can't beat discounts on good, healthy products right now, especially these post-pandemic prices.
That's absolutely correct. And God made a pretty good body. We just got to give it the right fuel. And that's what Fortifeye Vitamins is all about, trying to develop the fuel that the body really needs. So supplements never take the place of food. So you always have to eat the proper diet, exercise, do the things we talk about. Supplements, though, do definitely have a place and can help. All right, Gene's been waiting about a half an hour now. Let's go to Gene in Tampa. Gene, thanks for holding, and good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Lange. I have a severe case of chronic dry eye, and I've had several treatments, and right now I'm on an eye drop. It's XIIDRA, and so far it hasn't been working. I was really interested in what Dr. Summerton had to say, and if there's any doctor in the Tampa area that might be able to help me with the kind of procedure that she has.
Absolutely. You want to chime in on that, Dr. Summerton?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of our first kind of dry eye medications that came out, and it's definitely one that we utilize. But like you said, if we tried it and it's not working, then we need to figure out something else, whether it is those Regeneron eye drops with the stem cells that we were just talking about, or if it is severe enough to put one of those amniotic membranes on that is coated with the stem cells too.
Do you mind spelling that for me? Because I'm going to bring it up to my doctor next time I see her.
The amniotic membrane is AMNIOTIC, and then membrane, MEMBRANE.
Membrane, MEMBRANE.
Right.
Yes.
Is,
Yep.
is that
And
a
doctor,
drop?
no,
Is
that is, it's almost, it's like a thin layer that we put on, almost like a contact lens over the cornea, that front surface of your eye.
And that helps with a chronic dry eye?
It's
Yes,
wonderful.
especially those ones that are resistant to what you've already tried.
Oh, good, because I'm going to mention it to her next time I see my doctor, and I appreciate the call so much.
And Jean, I'm going to chime in on this also. The first thing she mentioned was the Regenerize drops. That's something to think about. So Regenerize are the stem cells that are in the eyedropper. And I have many patients that are on the Xiidra, and maybe they didn't get the results we wanted, and we switched them to the Regenerize drops, and they've done quite well. So that's something to think about. Many doctors don't even know these drops exist. We usually have them available at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center. We're out of them right now, but we will have them in next week.
Okay, thank you very much. And I need your email address.
Okay, so it's iDude92 at iCloud.com. I'm going to spell it slowly. EYEDUDE 92 at iCloud. So letter I, cloud.com.
At the letter I, Cloud, CLOUD?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. You've
All
been a
right,
big
bye-bye,
help.
Jean. All right, we're
Thank
getting ready to
you.
take another call in 1 second. You're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins, and my very welcome guest, Dr. Susan Summerton. I call her the asset at the Lange Eye Institute. We're real happy to have her on board. She's doing a bang-up job, and so we appreciate her being a guest on the talk show as well. Remember, go to fortifeye.com, Fortifeye, fortifeye.com. Right now, we have 15% off. Everything's marked down 15%. The bundles are the best deal, even better than the discount. You don't get an additional discount on the bundles. So we got a lot of bundles on there where we put a synergistic blend of different supplements together. So check that out. But if you're buying, like, say, Super Omega Max, if you get on a 3-month delivery, that's called auto ship, all right, and just mark 3, you want 3 bottles, or how many ever you want to get, you're going to get 30% off until December 15th. Also, come to Fortifeye Nutrition Center today. Monday, Lange Nutrition Center with Doc All. Monday, the Lange Eye Institute. If you buy 3, you're going to get 30% off. Otherwise, you will get 15% off. We're running that till December 15th. Take advantage of it. It's an amazing deal. All right, let's go to Barb in Palm Harbor. Barb, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Yes, good morning and welcome, Dr. Sue, to the Fortifeye family. And
Thank you.
So nice to have you. You got such a pleasant, wonderful voice, and of course, Fortifeye. I can thank that product for the health of every member of my family. And also, what a fabulous idea, the bottles alone for gifts. I went to high school with Steve, and he, of course, naturally, that's why we're so brilliant. But that is a fabulous idea. The bundles and the pricing of Dr. Lange's, you can't beat it. And what a wonderful gift to give to somebody that you love. I mean, that right there takes care of the Christmas list, folks. But what I would like to ask is there any reversal for the bulging eyes of thyroid eye disease? Can the bulging eyes be reversed?
Absolutely. But number one, we got to get that thyroid under control. That's called Graves' ophthalmopathy, all right? And a good oculoplastic surgeon can do a procedure where they allow the eyes to go back into the socket. We used to do that when Dr. Kyle Balch and John Levecki worked with me at the Lange Eye Institute when I had the 14 locations. But we got rid of our oculoplastic department once I sold 13 of the locations. So yes, a competent ophthalmologist that's trained in that type of procedure, it's a surgical procedure, but the main thing is to get the thyroid under control. And then also, Barb, people that have Graves' ophthalmopathy are much more prone to developing dry eye. I mean, they get exposure keratopathy. So, what we've been talking about, using the lubricants and the omega-3 and the things that Dr. Summerton talked about for dry eye can really benefit these thyroid patients dramatically.
Great. Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to both of you.
Barb,
Thank you. You too.
thank you. Merry Christmas right back to you and your family. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. We're waiting for a call. We got one from California. What about New Mexico and Arizona or Pennsylvania? Give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. One more time, 877-969-8600. Remember, you want to set up an appointment to see Dr. Susan Summerton in the Lange Eye Institute. I'm going to give you this number twice. It is 352-753-401 Institute in the Villages, Florida. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you are if you're in Florida, if you're in California. But the number is 352-753-4014. All right, we're going back to the phones. Jerry in Inverness. Jerry, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Lange. I got two questions for you. I'm wondering, what's the maximum vitamin C you can take, and is there a value to that, taking high doses?
Okay, so I mean, geez, I have some alternative complementary doctors that prescribe 10, 15,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Now that's a lot.
Wow.
Okay. I typically think, 1,000 milligrams is probably all you need during the day. If you think you're getting sick, you can double it and triple it, take it with food and individually, individual doses. Don't take it all at one time, because if you take it all at one time, you're going to get the runs, loose stools, and diarrhea. Same thing with too much magnesium. So you got to be careful also, because that's an acid, and too much vitamin C can upset your stomach. But vitamin C is really very safe. It really is. And this is one thing where ascorbic acid works almost as good. You see natural vitamin C, you see ascorbic acid, and all the studies, this is one time when the synthetic vitamin works almost as well as the natural form of it. So regular ascorbic acid, all the studies have been done with it, looks pretty beneficial. But I would not overdo vitamin C, just the same thing. A lot of people think more is better. Unless your doctor recommends it or somebody that's a nutritional specialist is recommending it. I'm going to let Dr. Summerton chime in on that.
Yeah, exactly. There are people, we do IV vitamin C, so we get to extreme high doses with that, but that is only short term. So we want to supplement on a daily basis. We want it in our food, but if you do feel a little illness coming on, you can certainly up your dose. That's what happens naturally. We don't produce vitamin C, but some animals in the animal kingdom do, and they know that if they feel they're getting ill, their body naturally ups the production of the vitamin C.
Oh, very good. So you're recommending 1,000 normally?
I think 1,000 milligrams is safe, and it's giving you plenty of vitamin C for most people. 500 to 1,000 milligrams. I mean, if you take 1,000, you get stomach upset, then, take it down to 500 milligrams. But you can certainly take 2,000 to 3,000 if you feel like you're getting sick, and it may help and it may not. I think my cutoff is really around 3,000 milligrams, and many doctors recommend a heck of a lot more than that.
Yeah. Wow, I was surprised with 10, 15. The second question, doctor, I have some New Medica Omega 950, and I heard on your program once that if you should check it.
Right.
On there, they're big capsules, and I broke one and put it in a cup, and it ate it up on me. And what is going on there? What is the is this safe to even take those things, or
Well,
what is going
yeah,
on with
that's
that?
a great question, and I'm somewhat of an expert in this arena. I've done a lot of research in the omega-3 arena. That's an ethyl ester molecule, okay? That means it has
Uh-huh.
ethanol attached to the backbone. It's an inexpensive, cheap way to make omega-3 fish oil. The good fish
Oh,
oil, the
cheap.
good fish oil is called RTG, re-esterified triglyceride form or triglyceride form. So if you buy a fish oil, make sure it says TG form or RTG form on it. You squeeze into a styrofoam cup, it will not rot a hole through the styrofoam cup. Here's the problem with an ethyl ester molecule. It's very inefficient. It has to go through your liver every day to cleave the ethanol off and replace a triglyceride backbone so it can absorb into your system. Also, it goes
Oh,
rancid very quickly. It's very
yes,
unstable, okay? And it
yes. This
doesn't
was
absorb
rancid.
well. It doesn't absorb well.
Yeah.
So we did some omega index blood studies at the Lange Eye Institute years ago, and we found that the triglyceride form, like my Fortifeye Super Omega or Fortifeye Super Omega Max, there's a few other good brands on the market, but it
Hmm.
absorbs about 2 to 3 times more readily without going through the liver, without going rancid. So, of course, I'm biased on our Super Omega right now with the deal we're running. Three, if you buy
Yes.
three, you're getting 30% off. That's a really good deal. So it's a good time to try it.
Yeah, I better take this stuff back and get rid of it. And it's your stuff there, the RTG
And
type
then
of
Jerry,
stuff.
go to a website and it really explains the benefits of omega-3 with legitimate studies. And this is a very new
Oh,
website and it's called healthbenefitsofomega3.com. Health
health
benefits
benefit.
of omega3.com. And it shows you some amazing studies with dementia, with strokes, with heart attacks, with decreasing blindness and diabetes. So it's a great site. It summarizes each study and then it shows you the legitimate study as well. Okay.
Yeah, is there a recommended dose?
Well, how much do you weigh?
Oh, 170.
Yeah, so I would say the Fortifeye Super Omega 2 per day. You don't need the Super Omega Max. That's 1,600 milligrams in 2 gel caps. So that's 800 milligrams per gel cap. And that's the
Yeah.
triglyceride form. That's a therapeutic dosage that you can get some of the benefits from the omega-3 at that level.
So I want your medicine, the one that has the 1,600 per day.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got it.
Or,
Great. Thank you,
or
Dr.
Jerry,
Lange.
something similar, another brand that is the triglyceride, re-esterified triglyceride form. So it doesn't have to be Fortifeye, but Fortifeye is going to give you the best deal, and you know the formulator, okay?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Thank you, Dr. Lange.
All right, take care. Let's go to Candy in Ocala. Candy, thanks for holding.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I have some questions about diabetic neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy, and nutrition. Is there anything that can be done nutrition-wise to help with the pain levels on that?
Wow. Yeah, neuropathy can be a big problem, all right? You get pain, you get numbness, you get itching, tingling, all of this. And I'll go over some things just kind of quickly. Obviously, following your doctor's directions, your internal medicine, your endocrinologist, following their directions. Weight management is important. Exercise is important, all right? Certain vitamin
Well,
deficiencies can cause problems, can increase your risk of neuropathies. Vitamin D
well,
deficiency, B
the
complex
person,
deficiency. So I
the
usually
person that
recommend.
this is for, the person that this is for is at a good weight.
Uh-huh.
It's not me, it's my boyfriend.
Okay.
And he's at a good weight, and his neuropathy came on very suddenly. And they've given him gabapentin, which he says isn't working.
Right.
And he's on a few supplements that a chiropractor friend of his that's a healer recommended.
Right.
And he says none of it is working.
So you could try, obviously, following your doctor's advice is recommended, but there's a few things you can do. A hot bath with Epsom salt, okay? Hot bath with Epsom salt, some form of cardiovascular exercise, whether it's walking or riding a treadmill, a stationary bicycle. There's something that I got from my dad and my mom. It's a vibration plate. You can get them online, fairly inexpensive, about $200 for a good vibration plate. That really helps with circulation to the peripheral extremities and can help with neuropathy. Omega-3, something called acetyl L-carnitine and alpha lipoic acid can help. There's a an amino acid called L-citrulline can help. And then also you got to look if there's too little B6, that can cause neuropathies. That's why I recommend a B complex. But that's a whole show. I mean, if you want to email me at idude92@icloud.com, we can go over that in a lot more detail, okay?
I would like to do that. Thank you.
All right, take care. And with that, I think we only got about 50 minutes. Dr. Summerton, I know we were going to talk about blue light. We were going to talk about rosacea and things of this nature, how it affects the eye. But we're just about out of time. We got only 40 seconds, so I appreciate you being a guest. And that means you're going to have to come on again very soon.
It's my pleasure, and I wish everybody a happy holiday season and eating those good foods throughout the season, and blessings to everyone.
Thank you. And same thing from me, Dr. Michael Lange, host of Ask the Doctor. I want to wish everybody a wonderful holiday season, a happy Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, all that kind of stuff. Be safe, be healthy, be happy. With that, I'm out of here. God bless you, and God bless America.